For me, San Francisco 49ers have always been a team that's fascinated me. For years now, under Kyle Shanahan, they've been one of the most competitive teams in the league, but they haven't been able to get it done. So this offseason, they made a couple of big changes. The first being bringing in Steve Wilks as their defensive coordinator, who changes the philosophy of the defense from being mainly zone coverage and not giving up too many big plays to being very aggressive, blitzing a ton, and trying to make big plays on the defensive side of the ball. And I think this fits the 49ers very well because the Niners are an extremely gifted defense because they poured a bunch of investments into the defensive line, but they're also starting to upgrade the secondary, which is where Wilks comes in. I mean, even last year, they had some great secondary players in Charvarius Ward, Talanoa Hufanga, and even Tashawn Gibson proved to be a ball hawk last year. But this year, they're really playing 3D chess because they're thinking a couple moves ahead. Even though Tashawn Gibson played lights out, the Niners drafted arguably the best safety in this year's draft in Jair Brown from Penn State. There's a couple things I want to go over here. First, he's a true ball hawk safety with 10 turnovers in his last 2 seasons. He also is able to come up and make multiple plays on the ball. And despite testing around 4.65 seconds, it looks like on field, he plays more like a 4.4 second safety, much like Talanoa Hufanga. Despite not having the fastest 40-yard time, his instincts are what make him play 4.4 speed. The Niners also came out and said that despite not running the fastest, on their GPS times, they had him as one of the fastest safeties across all college football. One of the first things that stood out is when general manager John Lynch, or I should say the Hall of Fame Pro Bowl caliber safety John Lynch, said that Jair Brown is a true baller. And the current defensive coordinator for the Niners stood on the table and really pounded his hand for Jair Brown, saying that's my dude, and he envisions him being a part of the Niners' success for a long time. So for me, I wouldn't be surprised if Jair Brown was a huge part of the Niners' success this year, and he could really add a dimension to the Niners' defense. I mean, alongside Talanoa Hufanga, it could be unstoppable back there. While Tashawn Gibson had a phenomenal year last year, I wouldn't be surprised if Jair Brown was the one starting next to Talanoa Hufanga rather than Gibson. I think he offers so much upside and fits exactly what Steve Wilks wants. It also offers the Niners the ability to develop one of their younger pieces, and like I said, Tashawn Gibson is getting up there in age. But even if Gibson does start the season, Brown should make an impact on special teams and special packages. I think the Niners should be able to implement a lot more 3 safety looks, since that looks like a new strength of theirs. It used to be their linebacking core, but Azeez Al-Shaair left in free agency, and Brown can slide down in the lob packages and offer run support. He's one of the best tackling safeties I've watched in this draft. Furthermore, so far in rookie minicamp, Brown showed phenomenal skills, being able to track laterally, and just demonstrated everything he did on his college film. I think he's going to transfer very nicely over to the pros. I think the Niners' #1 defense is going to even get better with this move. And this is insane because they had the #1 defense last year, and I think Brown fits exactly what they're trying to build and will continue the 49ers legacy of a strong defense into the future. But those are just my thoughts on the drafting of Jair Brown and how he looks to fit into Steve Wilks' defense. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton if you subscribed and liked this video. Thank you guys so much for watching.